Hello, and welcome to the series of Orchestrator API using Orchestrator HTTP request activity. In the last video, we've seen that how we can get the folder data from our orchestrator using Orchestrator HTTP request activity. And in this video, we're going to see how we can get the process data such as process name, process version from our orchestrator using Orchestrator HTTP request activity. But before moving ahead, please make sure that you have done all the configuration settings that I have shown you in my earlier video, which is the part 2 of the series. In that video, I've shown you how we can assign the role to user to access our orchestrator data. I'm referring these documents to get the endpoint to access my process data. So we can get the endpoint from this API call, which is processes get all. And to get the process data, HTTP request method will be get, and this will be our endpoint as our orchestrator is already connected to the robot or assistant. So we don't need to provide any orchestrator URL. Also, we don't need to provide any tenant name, and it is taking a default folder as an input by itself. So we don't need to mention the folder ID as well. Also, as I mentioned earlier, it doesn't need any authorization, so no need to provide any token for this API call using orchestrator HTTP request activity. So let's go ahead and create the workflow and see how we can access process data from our UiPath Studio. So let's drag a sequence here. Under the sequence, drag orchestrator HTTP request activity. So input for this activity will be a method, a get, which is a by default method selected here. And in the JSON payload, we don't need to give anything as we are getting the response from this activity. And the relative endpoint will be this. In the output section, we need to create a JSON response. So let's create a response variable over here and status code. Okay. So our variable got created here. So we'll be getting our response in a JSON format as a string. So let's deserialize JSON by using deserialize JSON activity, and input for this activity will be the output of orchestrated HTTP request activity, which is response. Let's create output variable, which is a process data. Okay. So now let's see what data we are getting by just printing it. So let's test till here. So as you can see here, we are getting the process data. So I have two processes published onto my orchestrator. So we are getting an OData count, which is of 2, and I'm getting the object, one object for one process. So as you can see here, I'm getting a process name here and version, which is here. So I need to access ID and version for to get the process name and process version. This ID and process are included inside a value JSON array. So to access ID and version, I need to first access value. So let's go ahead and try to access the version and the ID. So to access the JSON data, which is ID and version, first we need to take for each loop. Then simply we are accessing our process data of value. Then you need to change the type argument as a J token. Then we are going to simply print our ID and version of a process in a message box. So to print that, process name, to access the process name, we'll be accessing our item of ID. So this will give me a process name dot toString. Then process version. To access the process version, I'll be accessing item of version dot toString. Okay, so our expression will look like this. So process name, to access process name, I'll be accessing item of ID, and to access process version, I'll be accessing item of version. Also, we can print our status code that we have created a variable for it. So we can print over here, so that we'll get to know what response we got. So let's go ahead and run the workflow. So as you can see, we got the status code 200, which is okay status. And we got the JSON response, in which consists of two processes and with all the details. So we can access any details out of it. So I've just access version and ID. Then we got the first process name and its version. And then we got the second process name and its version. So let's go and verify the data that we have just got from our orchestrator. So under the process, you'll be able to see these two processes with this version. So we've just got the data of our process from our orchestrator. We can also access the data of single process by providing the process name to API call. So let's see how we can do that. So I'll be referring this API call to get the single process data. To get the data of single process, HTTP method would be get, and this will be the relative endpoint. So here, instead of process ID, we need to give the process name for which we want to fetch the data. Similarly, it doesn't need authorization, so no need to provide any token. And also it automatically takes a tenant name, as orchestrator is connected to our robot, so we don't need to provide any tenant name and folder ID, so it is automatically accessing our default folder. So I have all the configuration under my default folder, so I'm not going to pass any folder ID. Let's go ahead and modify our workflow to get the process data for a single process. So this is the process we have just created to get all the data of a process. So I'll simply update here a relative endpoint. I'll be just passing a process name. So this process name I can get in the response of a API that previously we called, or we can simply get it from our orchestrated data on also. So rest thing will be same. So we'll be fetching the process name and process version for the specific process. So let's go ahead and check. So we got the status code 200. So we got our data. As you can see here, we got only single process, which is orchestrator API that we have just provided as an input. Also, you can see the process name and the version for that specific process. So the second process we didn't get in this workflow, as we have just fetching the details for a single process. So that's all for now. In this video, we have seen how we can access a process data, which is a process name and process version. Also, we have seen how we can access process data for any specific process. So in the next video, we're going to see how we can access logs from our orchestrator. And till then, stay tuned with me. Happy learning. Thank you.